can't get away with Rocco on this one, can I? Nope. Alright. North was a song created by Rick Astley in 1987. Never gonna give you up. Ow!
Sketch, we actually have to do it this time. You can't just sing away all your problems. Ever try and sing away out taxes? Let me tell you, it doesn't work.
Well, why do I have to do this one though?
It's Patreon sponsored.
That's right. Thank you, Peekaboo Studios. Go fuck yourself.
This happens when you're below the price of review request from $20 to $5. And now you can get your name featured at the end credits with a free sketch, a digital headshot drawing, and a request of us to review anything of any medium, now for only $10. And for every month you pledge, it starts over again. So you can ask for another review, drawing, or the like when the pledge starts again. We also take commissions that prices can be negotiated with for puppets, portraits, vectors, or anything you would like. Pledge now!
On with review. So the movie starts off with a you don't care. Look, I know what happens in this film. You know what happens in this film. It doesn't matter if you never watched it before in your life. Everyone has already seen the reviews and all the criticisms, all that stuff. Even if you came here for the intention of adding comedy, what fresh joke can I make about this film? What is left to be said about this movie? Well, there's only one, I guess. How do we fix it? Any critic and creator worth their salt will tell you there's no such thing as bad concepts, only bad executions. As someone of that belief, let's get into how to fix Norm of the North. The basic plot is a polar bear named Norm who tries finding where he belongs and can speak to humans. During this, a company tries to take over the Arctic to sell homes, so it's up to Norm to go to New York City to prevent this from happening. Along the way, he meets a businesswoman working for the company and needs the money for her daughter's education. So Norm has to become the mascot of the company to make the populace not want to live in the Arctic. Okay, so two things you probably noticed right off the bat with this plot. Number one, it makes no sense because A, no one wants to live in the Arctic to begin with, and B, Norm becoming the mascot only raised the amount of people wanting to live in the Arctic, not decrease it. And the idea of wanting to raise it up high and disown it at the last second is far more ludicrous than just sabotaging it right at the beginning. Number two, this movie is incredibly cluttered. And that synopsis alone, there's three major themes you can take out of it. Self-discovery, save the planet, and putting aside personal desires for what's best for everyone. Now, those themes really don't have a lot to do with each other, there is a way you can do that with this plot. So, Norm wants to find himself, wants to find where he belongs, right? And this movie wants him to go to New York and become a star as a mascot. And the motivation for Vera to go through with this idea is to fund her daughter's college. You can do a lot with that conflict, and the base work is there. Norm wants to make a name for himself, so maybe going to New York would originally be to make sure his home was safe, but then gets so caught up in his own attention and fame he drags it on for his own selfish reasons. Like being ostracized from society and trying to find that gratification somewhere else. And maybe the Lemmings or his girlfriend can knock some sense to him. Only for him to meet Olympia and realize that people would benefit from this and make it even harder for him to do the right thing. So he continues to do it for both selfish gains and thinking it'll be best for everyone else. And maybe the grandpa, the Lemmings, and the girlfriend can try to take matters into their own hands. And it all comes to an end at the climax, where Norm now puts everyone in danger and has to fix it.
Except, that movie already exists. It's called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. With some Lorax and Happy Feet mixed in.
You ever ripped off the villain, might as well go all out.
Sketch.
Look, a movie doesn't need to be original to be good. Disney has been around for a damn near century, known for its animated works, and with little exception, most of them are based on previous work. And it's seen as the biggest animation company around and an innovator of the medium. Being cliched or unoriginal is not the problem. The problem is that they're bad at it. You don't know why Disney and Pixar are so successful with movies that are based off a book, a fairy tale, or just a basic idea that popped into people's heads? Because they give a new meaning to the context of the film. The Little Mermaid is a pretty simple good versus bad love story, but everything they add to it makes it stand out. The characters, the songs, the relationships, the villain, the sidekicks. It has a pretty simple plot, but it also allows it a lot of creative freedom to expand on it. It's also pretty straightforward as well. If Norm of the North has any issue, it's not being cliched or simple, it's being unfocused. And numerous plot lines and ideas that just collide with each other rather than work off of each other. Being cliched is not an issue if you could do something with it. And this movie does nothing. That's Norm of the North's biggest problem. It's not interesting. It's the nothing of a film. It's not hilariously bad as The Room, or Birdemic, or Food Fight, or anything like that. And you want to know why? Because those movies gave a shit. Those movies were passion projects from people who really wanted to create something but had no idea what they were doing. Food Fight had shit ton of work, flat out stolen. The director had no idea how animation worked and wanted to make fucking Casablanca and have dozens of production issues. And I'm going to say it, Food Fight is better than Norm of the North. I know I started off saying how to fix this film, but honestly I can't help a film that refuses to give a shit. That's the reason I've been prone to criticize more well-known films, because there's nothing to say about these movies. After Easy's Way Home, I made a vow to myself to never touch these kinds of films again. I can give more ideas on how to make this film work, like be a satire on kids' films by having him go to New York and play at the pandering kids commercial as he is a mascot. Or since the director has worked on product-inspired shows before, maybe it could be about some necessary evils because we need products like this, but it shouldn't be at the expense of the environment or others. But that requires the filmmakers to put as much thought and effort as I did, meaning more than 5 minutes. Anything can be great, but it can only be great if the makers did something with it. And maybe this wouldn't actually be a fantastic film, but it would have been something. Let me make something very clear here. I hate reviewing crap like this. It's a boring slog that doesn't require thought to make, watch, or criticize. To give that level of respect that a film has done nothing to deserve it is a waste of my time and everyone else's. Shrek the Third, B-Movie, other bad DreamWorks films with no cohesion, I would love to watch again. B-Movie is a batshit look into the psyche of a comedian who hasn't been relevant in 20 years, and it is glorious. B-Movie deserved to be a meme. Norm of the North doesn't. This is not a funny movie, it's not a terrible movie, it's not an interesting movie. It is nothing, and that's how you should treat it. And since there's been very little comedy throughout this review, and I don't want to end on sour notes, I'll be going over some highlights on the IMDb reviews. Norm of the North deserves an Oscar for Best Animated Movie. I mean, if Suicide Squad got an Oscar, anything is possible! My god, this film is fantastic. I went into this movie thinking it was going to be just another kids' animation movie. Boy, was I wrong. This movie took me into a field trip I never would have thought an animation movie could take me on. I damn near cried towards the end. Oh, wait, my bad. I read the title wrong. Oh my. I thought I was reviewing Inside Out. So North of North, no, just don't. Your kids will get better entertainment from watching grass grow. In fact, just take your kids out to the park. Don't waste money on this cringe-worthy kids movie. If even you can call it a movie. This movie, oh man. I can't even construct a coherent sentence. This film broke me. I died a little inside. Do yourself and your kids a favor and avoid this film like the plague. Someone needs to give Gambati a hug. I did watch the full movie. It'll be good if they remake this movie. Notice the animation only good for year 2000s, but the important is the storyline. The story's so bad it has too many missing parts to know the whole of it. Example, how Norm's grandfather can't contact with humans? How Mr. Green catch Norm's grandfather in the first place? Also, the age of characters doesn't work. But still good for 18 million budget. But I still have no idea why they invest that small amount for 2016 animation, but really need to check it out to their producers. I did give 10 for only the budget. Other animations in the year 2000s does use a lot of budget, but this surpassed when it comes to the past decade. I put this in because I honestly can't tell if it's genuine or not. Okay, this one's actually kind of my favorite. One of the greatest animes I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, I thought after Korra in the House, anime could not reach that height again, especially after garbage like Attack on Titan and Ponyo. I have never seen a single anime before with this amount of effort, passion, brains, and most importantly, heart put into it. The story is so complex and engaging. A bear discriminated against and outcasted from society discovers that his village has become invaded and enslaved, but ancient legend proved true. The army of human supremacists who spread the propaganda among the people to devour a race weaker than them. Norm the bear must voyage to the world of the enemy and convince their people to unite in harmony with the bears in order to save his village from tyranny, fascism, and genocide. Dare I say Norm of the North is better than Korra in the House. 11 out of 10. It achieves the impossible. Oh, Sheena, I would love to watch that film.